Hello everyone, I hope all of you are fine and doing well. I'm here with my today's topic and it is sentence. Well, what is a sentence? It is a group of words that give us a complete meaning. It may contain a subject and predicate combination or it may contain a subject and verb combination. For example, she is working in the class or she is working. Now, in both the cases, it is a sentence. I may go to the office at 8 o'clock or I may go to the office. Both are the sentences. Now coming towards the clause, what is a clause? A clause is a group of words that may or may not give us complete meaning. Like if it is independent or main clause, it will give us a complete meaning, and if it is a subordinate or dependent clause, it will not give us a complete meaning. For example, we all were present at the school. This is an independent clause. It can be considered as a sentence. Because we wanted to learn something. Now this is a dependent clause. It is not a sentence. So this was the difference between sentence and clause of any language. A sentence is generally a word or a group of words which contains a subject and a predicate or verb only and gives a complete meaning, thought, idea or statement. A sentence begins with a capital letter and usually ends with a full stop or period, question mark or an exclamation mark. For example, he is a good boy. They behaved well in the class. Are they busy in attempting the paper? Such a pleasant surprise. These are the examples of sentence. Then I have components of a sentence. There are different elements that help in the construction of a sentence, and they are subject, verb, object, complement, modifier, and linking word. Let me start with the subject. The person, place, thing, or idea that the sentence is about is known as subject. The action or state of being that the subject is doing or experiencing is known as verb. Object is optional in a sentence. The person, place, thing, or idea that receives the action of the verb is known as object. Complement is optional. A word or phrase that renames or describes the subject or object. Modifier is also optional. A word or phrase that provides additional information about the subject, verb, or object. And finally, linking word, that is also optional, a word that connects the sentence to another sentence or a clause. Now the question is, what is a subject? It is usually considered the doer of the action. Doer is the one who performs an action. For example, Ali bought an umbrella. In this sentence, Ali is the doer of the action, the performer of the action, and it is known as subject. He played brilliantly. Again, he is subject in this sentence. She wrote a letter or a book. The performer of the action is she here in this sentence. Then subject is the noun about which there is an information in a sentence. She is the smartest of all, but still she is the subject of this sentence. It rained heavily last night. It is considered as subject here. Exercise is a good habit. Exercise is the subject of this sentence. Then next is subject complement. A word or group of words that add something to the meaning of noun is called a subject complement. They can be nouns, pronouns, or adjectives that follow linking verbs. For example, he is now a general manager at the National Bank. Now, if you look at the construction of this sentence, he is subject, is verb here, and then we have predicate in this sentence. Now, general manager is a word that is used as a complement for the subject he. That's how it is known as the subject complement. She has been appointed as an in charge of the school. Now, the subject of this sentence is she, and in charge is used as the subject complement for the subject she. Now next is verb. It is a part of speech which shows physical action, existence or state of being. A sentence is incomplete without a verb. Verb is a heart of a sentence. For example, he runs. He is subject and runs is verb here and it is a complete sentence. Akram worked hard for exams. Now worked here is a verb. The children will catch the birds. Catch is your verb here. My sister went to school. Went is a verb here in this sentence. And this topic has been discussed in detail in the parts of speech section. So you can go there to look out the video. The next I have object. The receiver of an action is known as an object. For example, his mother cooked the food. His mother is subject in this sentence. Cooked is verb and the food is considered as object. They have found their books. Now the object, the receiver of the action is books. She made a picture. Picture is the object. The fisherman caught a fish. The receiver of the action is fish here. They played hockey. The subject, played is verb and hockey is object here. There are two kinds of objects. Number one is direct object and number two is indirect object. Now what is direct object? It is a person or thing that directly receives the action or effect of the verb. It answers the question what or whom. It usually comes after the verb. Let's have a look on examples to apply all these points on it. She likes pasta. Now she is subject, likes is verb and pasta is the direct object that is written soon after the verb likes. They have received a letter. Now when we have the pattern of subject, verb and object, directly after the verb, direct object is written. Now he sent a gift to him. In this sentence, direct object is a gift because it answers the question what. What did he send? So he sent a gift. Another example, he sent him a gift. Again, object is a gift. It answers the question what. I bought her a present. The direct object, the direct receiver of the action is present here. She made him a sandwich. The direct receiver of the action and the answer of question what is sandwich. So it is a direct object. The next is indirect object. It is the receiver of the direct object. It answers the question to whom or for whom. It typically comes before the direct object without preposition and after the direct object with preposition. I threw him a ball. Now threw is verb here and him is indirect object. Like it answers the question to whom. To whom did he throw the ball or I throw the ball. So the receiver of the action is ball here and him is indirect object. She called him a pro. Now him is indirect object here. She talked to her. Again her is indirect object. He bought his cat a new chain. Now for whom did he buy the chain? So for the cat. And in this way cat is indirect object in this particular sentence. Now it's time for object complement. A word or group of words that add to the meaning of object, renames it or describes it is known as object complement. She called me a doctor. Now this word doctor is used for whom in this sentence? For she or for me? It is used for me and me is considered as object in this sentence. She is subject, called is verb and me is object. A doctor is used for me. So the complement, object complement here is doctor. They made her a captain. Analyze this sentence according to structure. They is subject, made is verb here. Her is object and a captain is used to modify her, used to describe the object her here. I consider him a friend. Again, I subject, consider is verb and him is your object, direct object here. And a friend is used for this object him. She named the cat Manu. Now, Mano is the name of she or the cat? Yes, Mano is the name of the cat, the object of this sentence. So that's how object complements are explained here. Then the next element is modifiers. It's very obvious with the name that these can be adverbs, adjectives, articles in a sentence. For example, she is a very intelligent girl. Now, apart from subject, verb, and object, just look at this sentence. What else is there? She is your subject here. Is considered as verb. So, a very intelligent. There are few more words that can be the part of the predicate, and they are the modifiers of this noun girl here. They are so talented. Their subject, are is verb, talented is an adjective here, and so is used to modify this word talented, and it's an adverb here. So that's how we can use modifiers in our sentences. Then finally the last one is linking verbs. They help to connect a sentence to another sentence, clause, or phrase. You all know about linking verbs if you have gone through the video of the verbs earlier. For example, I am a student, they were friends. She appears tired. Now, appears is known as or considered as a linking verb here. I feel happy. The flowers smell beautiful. So that's how these all elements are combined together to form a sentence. So up till now you might have got the idea about the sentence structure, that a sentence structure is comprised of basically subject and predicate, or subject and verb and object, and object is considered optional. Why? Because sometimes we use it in our sentences and sometimes we do not use them in our sentences. Clause. It is a group of words with subject and predicate or verb that may or may not give a complete meaning. How it gives us a complete thought? Let's see the examples. She went to the store. As it is the combination of subject and predicate, so it is a complete clause with a complete thought. He is migrated from the other school. She takes the responsibility well, and he played. In all these clauses, subject and predicate combination is there, and they give us a complete meaning. Now let's see about the incomplete thought. For example, because he needed stationery. If he worked hard, since I am waiting for her, while she was working. In all these clauses, subject and predicate combination is still there. He is subject, needed stationery is a predicate. He is again subject, worked hard is predicate. Then I is subject, I am waiting for her is predicate. And same is the case with she is subject and was working is a verb here. They are clauses but not sentences. Let's see the formula for a clause, a subject and a predicate or a verb combination. It will be considered as a clause. Now let's have a look on the types of clauses. There are two main types of clauses. Number one is independent or main clause, and number two is dependent or subordinate clause. As with the name, independent clause or main clause is very easy, that a clause that can stand alone and provides a complete thought. It does not need any support to clarify its meaning. Like independent clauses are complete sentences. They do not need any other assistance for their complete meaning. Let's see its construction. Subject plus verb plus object, or a subject and predicate combination makes an independent clause. For example, they complete their assignment. He admitted the mistake. I appreciate your efforts. In all these clauses, subject, verb and object combination is there. Now, independent clauses can contain subject and verb. For example, she sings, I play, they learn. Now it's time for dependent or subordinate clause. A clause that cannot stand alone and it needs the support of an independent clause to complete its meaning is called dependent clause. Let's have a look on its construction. Subordinate conjunction plus subject plus predicate or verb. For example, although I enjoy the party. Although is a subordinate conjunction here. I subject and then predicate is there. Because she is happy, if she calls me. If you look at these examples, they do not give us a complete meaning, so they are not complete in themselves. Now, dependent clause takes place before or after an independent clause within a sentence. Dependent clause plus punctuation mark, that is comma, plus independent clause, and it will be a sentence. For example, if you work hard, comma is there, you will be successful. This is the construction of a sentence, that if dependent clause is in the start of a sentence, then punctuation mark is must before the independent clause. Although she played well, she did not win. While I was on duty, my friend was enjoying the dinner. Now, if it is in after the independent clause, then independent clause plus dependent clause. I'm tired because I have had a hectic day. There is no need of punctuation now because subordinate conjunction is already there to connect these two clauses. She was very happy while she traveled back home. I will help you if you help me. There is an important point to remember, that a sentence can be a clause, but a clause cannot always be a sentence. For example, there is a sentence, you will be successful. This is a sentence, this is an independent clause. And on the other hand, if you work hard, this is a clause, but this isn't a sentence. Then there are different kinds of clauses, that is noun clause, adverb clause and adjective clause, and further they have their subdivisions. I'll explain all these one by one in my upcoming videos. I hope you will try your best to understand the difference between the sentence and a clause, and then I'll move on with the types and kinds of sentences in my next videos. I'll be there with my next video soon. Until then, take care. Bye bye.